Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Season 2, Week 3 of the Smite OCL. My name is Diceheart, and I'm going to be bringing you an exciting set tonight. Cognitive Chickens versus Detox. Should be quite an interesting one for the night. Just one set by the looks of it today, but should still be a lot of fun to see the Chickens play and see how Detox are going with the with the last few weeks, having just barely signed up, see if they've had an opportunity to scrim and that, and eventually we'll have a chance to interview both teams and get into what they've got in store for us for tonight. Seeing though, as we are at the start of the week, let's check out the schedule for this week real quick. As I said, we've got Cognitive Chickens versus Detox today. Later on in the week, we should also have Dandy Demons versus Shell Shock. Dandy Demons, one of our probably higher level teams for sure, with some very good players returning from the first season of OCL. We've also got Desto's 10-minute microwave Miracles versus Gravity Finance, one of our definitely most exciting sets for this week that'll come up probably towards Sunday, I'd say. We've got Thunderclap Death Wyverns versus Powerbuff Girls, another great set, and definitely a rivalry going on between those two teams. No way there's not. Also, Five Guys, Three Lanes versus Cash Money, another really good set that I'm looking forward to, especially after the performance that Cash Money put on last week. And finally, probably on Sunday as well, OBB versus Puri. So very much looking forward to running through those sets this week. Now, again, because we are at the start of the week, let's have a quick look at how the ladder is looking at the moment. After last week's sets, we've definitely got a lot more defined of a ladder at the moment. So sitting at the top are Cognitive Chickens and OBB with 4 wins, no losses so far, which means that they're each at 6 points. In second place, we've got Desto's 10-minute microwave Miracles, 4 wins, 1 loss, putting them at 5 points. In third place, we've got a few teams at 2 wins, 2 losses, and 3 points. That's Cash Money, Gravity Finance, Shell Shocked, and I believe, Thunderclap, Death Wyverns, and Dandy Demons. So quite a few teams are definitely competing this week to move their standings up a little bit, get themselves out of that third place slot. We've then got Five Guys, Three Lanes in fourth place at 1 win, 2 losses, and 1 point. And Powerbuff Girls, Puri, and Detox not taking any wins just yet. One of those seems wrong. I don't think that Five Guys, Three Lanes one is right. I feel like I might have missed something from them during one of the weeks. Might have to fix that up. But that's okay. Now, our match is scheduled to begin at about 9:30 tonight, so let's have a quick look at our teams for tonight so that we can jump into the interview shortly. I'm going to start off by having a look at the Detox team. On this team, we have Gzaz in the solo lane, Lahouse in jungle, Celestial Chosen in mid, Ozcam Smith in support, and Wally97 rounding out the team in ADC. It's definitely an interesting squad. I love seeing Gzaz playing competitively. Someone that I've messed around with a fair bit in casual, so it's really exciting to see him here. House as well is a very recognisable name throughout OCE, and very, very keen to have him back. And last week we saw him get arguably the best possible kill anyone could ever get while he was DCing from the game and auto-attacking on the spot. So I'm excited to see if he can pull that off again against the Chickens here tonight. Celestial Chosen, definitely an interesting player coming in alongside Ozcam Smith and Wally. Ozcam Smith, obviously the person who pulled this team together, and he's definitely looking to try to create a bit more of a competitive environment for some of these newer teams that are cropping up. So excited to see him there, and obviously someone that we love to have around on the scene who helps out a lot. And speaking of Ozcam Smith, I think that it's just about time that we bring him in for an interview. So let's have a chat. Hello there, sir. How are you? Welcome.
Hello, Dysart. Thank you very much for having me.
It's good to have you here tonight, and I think this is our first interview with you for this team. Your
It is. I'm
second
actually
set
pretty
now
nervous.
for the interview.
Yeah, mate. More
Ah,
nervous than the game, that's for sure.
I definitely don't think that you have to be. Don't you worry. Everyone knows how much hard work you put in behind the scenes to keep OCL
Look,
running.
It's because I love it. I do it because I love it,
We
as
appreciate
we
it.
all do. So
But we should talk about your team a little bit. Tell us
we should.
about some of these players. You know, who do you think is kind of helping keep the team running when you guys are in games?
Well, when we're in games, we definitely look to the experience of House.
Hmm.
He's a guy that's been around for a very, very long time. People will know him. Hopefully underestimate him, and hopefully that'll be to their detriment.
Well, we saw
In
that
our
happen
mid
last
lane,
week.
well, yeah, that was a tactical disconnect.
Of course, you're allowed to do that.
Hey, you've got to make the highlight reel somehow.
Of course.
But, yeah, so in mid, Celestial Chosen is probably not a well-known name, but he has been around many years, goes back to the console days, and
Yep.
so knows what he's doing. As you said, Jez has been around casuals for a long time and is relishing the new solo role for him.
Hmm.
It's a very new role, and so he's been doing an awful lot of homework for us. And it's one of the things that I absolutely love about our team is just the extra effort that these guys are going to, because we might be a little bit behind the eight ball as far as things go.
For sure.
And yeah, so which just leaves Wally in our ADC lane.
Hmm.
He's actually come across from other probably first-person shooters, I guess, is his background, like Rust, for
Hmm.
example.
Yep.
And he's just fit into the team really, really well. He's been given a bit of coaching by House and by Celestial.
Hmm.
So, you know, the good thing about that is he's built this up from the team, especially, and there are no preconceived ideas of what should or shouldn't be happening.
Hmm.
So cross fingers, we can gel a little bit quicker than without having to untrain people.
Yeah.
But we recognise we're just a beginning team.
Oh, beautiful.
Hopefully, able to provide a little bit of entertainment for the crowd at the very least.
Well, I mean, and you guys have definitely shown that so far, and I think a lot of the players on your team as well are people that the crowd are very excited to see, and I know personally I'm excited to see the growth that you guys are able to go through, and the positivity that you guys are bringing as a team. So it's really really good to see.
That's exactly what we're looking forward to.
All right, I'm not going to keep you away from your game for too long. I know it's about to start up, so thank you very much. Good luck in your set, and
Thank you, sir.
we'll be watching closely.
See you later.
See you later. All right, well, that was Cam Smith, and definitely feeling positive going into this set. And yeah, really, really nice guy. As he said, bringing House in as the experienced player to try to keep this team together and help train up a few players. Let's have a quick look now at the Chickens team. We've spoken about these guys a few times over the last 2 seasons. We've got Vematron in the solo lane, Stoinis in jungle, Narn in mid, Clapper in support, Zagoras in ADC. I mean, what more can be said about these guys that we haven't already talked about? Vematron's a fantastic solo laner, plays really well for the mid to late game. Stoinis is a great jungler. Those two work together really well and bring a very impactful team fight and dive into their team. Narn, a classic mid laner. He did move to support temporarily, but now back into the mid lane. And definitely on the rise there again. And Clapper and Zagoras in the duo lane, I think they both play really well together. Zagoras, arguably one of the best ADCs in the region. So excited to see how these guys go. And we do, in fact, have Stoinis here for our interview for the Chickens today. Hello, sir. How are you?
Hello, Dice. Hello, how are we, chat? Good to be here.
Chat says hello, probably. I'm not reading chat tonight because I'm scared of what they'll say.
Uh,
But I'm happy to have you here, and obviously Chicken's going into this set this week. Now, what I did want to talk about was I know some of your players were having a bit of a difficult time being able to organise scrims and that with some changes they were going through in their lives. Have you guys had a chance to scrim much in the last little bit?
Funnily enough, we actually just got here from a scrim session against the Dandy Demons.
It's exciting.
So yeah, we got a bit in. They went very well. Games were not mucky in any way, shape, or form.
Good.
And yeah, we're feeling good, feeling confident, and ready to give 100%.
Good. You love to see that. And how's team synergy going with at the moment now that you guys have obviously had a chance to play together a bit more in these new roles and bringing Clapper into support now?
Yeah, really good. Clef's good. Clef likes to talk a lot. Unfortunately, not a lot about the game. But yeah, feeling really good, feeling really confident, and I'm ready to give 100%.
Beautiful. All right, love. Again, I won't keep you for too long. I know the sets are very, very close to starting. So good luck tonight, and again, we'll be watching closely. I'm expecting to see some highlights out of you and Nan tonight.
Oh, thank you, my king. Thanks for having me.
Cheers, man. Good luck. See ya. Alright, well, that was Stoinis, aka Lath, another exciting person to talk to, and another, again, person who worked behind the scenes on OCL to keep things running quite smoothly. So, love to see these players doing everything they can to keep the scene running and, make things feel lively here. But I don't think it will be too long before we jump into this set. Now that we've finished up those interviews, I know that the teams were waiting patiently for us to get to that point. So I've queued up Spectator. Hopefully they'll get into P's and B's soon. I think looking at this matchup, it's pretty likely like Chickens were second place in the first season of OCL, and with the changes that they've made up to their roster, I think it's pretty likely that they'll be dominating quite a few of their matches in this particular season. Detox, though, having talked to a lot of the players on that team and knowing a few of them personally, those mentalities, and especially as Cam highlighted, the kinds of players who, whether they take a win or take a loss, they're going to take a win regardless because they're going to learn a lot from it. Whether it's into the top teams, Chickens, whoever it is, they're going to walk away learning a lot from it. So I'm excited to see what they can pull away from that, for sure. I know as well, looking at those teams, that Claffer is very much the kind of player who loves to pick himself up a bauble and have a play around with that. So I'm keen to see sort of what god he selects. Normally he's been picking, commonly ESET, Nox, that sort of stuff, the mages that play really well with protectors into Lono's mask and can get a bauble in the late game. So I'd be watching out for Claffer because he is, I think, almost the glue that's holding this team together at the moment with the roster changes that they've made. While we are waiting to get into picks and bans, I don't have any of it queued up at the moment, but that's okay. Quick little bit of advertising, considering we're not doing anything else. Obviously, if you're here, you're watching us on Twitch, thank you very much for being here. If you are not already, actually, never mind, we're going to get into picks and bans. What good timing. Please be right. Yes, picks and bans for game number 1 between Cognitive Chickens and Detox. See what these teams are valuing at the moment. As we see the first ban coming out, hopefully, please load. Oop. There it is, Capri ban coming out from the chicken side. That's correct. Yep. Definitely a pretty standard first ban. Exactly what you'd be expecting to see at this point in the game. And on the other side as well, Detox take away the Freya. This is an interesting pickup, or an interesting ban as well in this case, because some teams in OC really, really value the Freya, some teams value it a fair bit less. We're now joined, by the way, by Jay Beto, who's going to help me out in the cast tonight. Hello, Jay Beto.
Hello.
Just talking about, can you see picks and bans on my screen here?
I can, yes.
Yes. Okay, cool. Just talking about, well, now we've got a Ganesh ban here, and that's quite interesting. Definitely a pick I think I've seen Ozcan Smith on a few times.
Watching it from the stream perspective, right? Not the one on the left. Just double checking. Yeah.
The one on the right, yes.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, cool.
And the Nemesis now being banned away as well by Detox. So obviously they've done a bit of research into the meta and understand some of these top picks coming out for sure. Because I mean, Nemesis, Freya are definitely some of the highest level picks that we have in OC at the moment.
Yeah, I really like Nemesis. I just think she's really strong. She's really good at 1v1ing. She's really good at like burning a tank. She can, sit in the back line and help you kill. She can dive with the solo.
Yep.
It's really good. I like Hunbats. I think he's kind of underrated as well, so I don't hate the ban there.
It's
also, banning out House is not a bad idea considering that he's probably the star player or one of. I'm not too familiar with everybody, but
yeah, I mean, House I think is definitely the one you want to target there. From the interview we were having beforehand, with Cam, he was pretty much saying like House is trying his best to kind of provide his competitive knowledge to the rest of the team. So
yeah, that's really good. That's how you get better anyway. And
sure.
ESET ban. Pretty standard. Like,
yeah,
it's just such a win god. It's just press 4 win.
I mean, I think the only problem with banning the ESET there, while it is a really good god, there's another pretty much win top pick up at the moment, and I've definitely seen Claffer pick this one up before, so I'd be surprised not to see a Emoja hover at this point. at the very
Yeah,
least.
I agree. There are a lot of good
Oh,
things
would you
up.
look
Like
at that?
Chernobog's up, Yu Huang's up,
Mhm.
Cupid's up as well. I think Cupid's really strong right now.
For sure. I would.
And the SPL has been seeing a lot of play, and yeah,
I definitely wouldn't
it's
have a
really good.
problem. If you are going to trade a god, I mean, you can't really get through picks and bans right now with all the top picks without making a trade off. Like this, we see the emoji locked in. But is the emoji, do you think, the right god to trade to get yourself something, or do you ban that and try to trade something else?
I mean, if I were to do it, I'd be hoping to have like a plan. Like we're gonna let them have Umoja because we know something. We've got a game plan to play around it. I don't think it's just like we'll leave it open. Hopefully they don't pick it. If not, if they do, we pick Yu Huang, which is being hovered right now, which I do like him.
Mhm.
But yeah, I don't hate leaving her open. Maybe not from Claffer because very good god, and you
Yep.
could have just maybe not banned the E set.
Yeah, I definitely think that that's the case. That you could just ban away the emoji there, and there's still good enough gods that they can pick one, and you can pick one or two. And I mean, if we're seeing Yu
Yeah.
Huang and Jingwei hovered
They have
and
a
locked
really,
in,
really safe backline right now, so interested to see where the rest of their comp goes. I don't think Yu Huang 3 gets out of Emoji Roll, but Jingwei definitely does. Jingwei ult at least.
yeah, I'm not actually 100% sure if Yu Huang
And
does
Jingwei
get out of
also
it.
can't get pulled or pushed by Emoji 3, so...
Well, she can, but she can't really. She definitely doesn't get punished for when it happens
Oh, she
as
can,
hard
but
as.
she can't.
Yeah. Oh, okay, bud. Back on the cast and already being sassy. Love to see that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. As we see, where are we at? Okay,
Yeah. I'd definitely like to see where the rest of this draft for Detox goes. As like I was saying before, they have a really, really safe backline. So maybe they want to play like a really aggressive triple frontline style and just have the backliners kind of defend for themselves.
Yep.
Morrigan Hover, I love this god, man. I'm
Yeah.
not too sure about picking it this early when all you know is Yu Huang Jingwei. I don't really think maybe Yu Huang's a really good transformation, but unless maybe they're planning on picking something that synergizes well with the Morrigan,
For
a nice
sure.
jungle pickup or something.
And I mean, there's a few picks that come to mind as well that we've seen in the last few in scrims of recent that really synergize with that Morrigan, and can cause a lot of problems. Like you look at those top picks that are available in jungle, as you said, and I mean, if you let one of those gods through right now, having two of them is ridiculous. So it's a little bit of a
Yeah,
scary thought.
Chernobog's still up. Lancelot, I guess.
Lancelot,
I think double Lancelot probably pretty potent.
yeah, I don't know too much more that I can say about that except
Two
for
horses, two
two
horses running at
horses
you.
with cripples that have massive shields. That's kind of ridiculous.
I have said it once. I'll
Mhm.
say it again.
Mhm.
I'll say it a million times until
Mhm.
this god gets changed. Whoever on the high-res development team
Uh-huh.
made Lancelot a god, like designed his kit,
Yes, go
needs
on.
to never design a game again. I don't understand. Like, it's not like he's got ridiculous bloated numbers like other gods released or whatever, but like the amount of stuff that he has in his kit. Now, why? Why does he need to have this many effects?
Yeah, it's too
Why-
much. It's too much.
Why
I
does he
agree.
a Wheelix but with an almost completely CC immune 3? Like his ult doesn't need to cripple. It doesn't need to do 10. Like it doesn't need to do 1,000 damage.
Yep.
He could. You could remove a few effects from his kit, and he's still a good jungler or a solo. I mean, it could be either, to be honest.
Yeah, I think just the fact that he's able to be so survivable while he also does that much damage is pretty ridiculous. As we see Loki locked in for Detox here, and I have to imagine that that's probably going the way of House.
Yeah, interesting pickup this early on. I don't really see it getting banned out here. I feel like you get Ozcam a nice support.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. There's definitely still viable supports that are up, like the Athena, even something along the lines of maybe a Jing Chen or something like that as well.
Yeah. But as you can see, he's getting banned out here. They already
Yeah,
banned away
straight to the
Ganesh, which is
Athena.
one of his favorite picks. Athena, I'm assuming there's going to be another one. I can't see them going to a solo ban here. There's nothing really worth banning. Cthulhu ban for Detox, so that's kind of, you know,
I like the
interesting.
Cthulhu ban there. Vemetron's been shown to play it quite a few times. And if you're going to try to,
Cardi B.
prevent some of the Morrigan value, you've already given them a double
Yeah,
Lancelot.
I
Do
do
you
like
really
the,
want to
I
give
do
them a
like the
double Cthulhu?
Yeah, no, that's not a great one. I do like the Cardi ban here because it's just an unkillable backline again. Xingzhe, yeah, so he's just getting double banned out here for a Loki pick third. Was there really? I mean, I don't even think it doesn't do anything to Lancelot either. Like, yeah, you ult him off horse, but then he ults away and gets a full shield.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if it's the best counter pick right now, and it is a decent Morrigan transformation as well. So I'm not a huge fan of the Loki. Maybe he can prove me wrong, but yeah, I'm not quite sure.
I do like this Terra Hover here, though. I think that this provides a lot of value to the Detox comp at this point. They've already...
Yeah, it does kind of work with what I was saying before about the full dive, like triple dive frontline.
Yeah.
Where you can Terra ult and kind of have like Yu Huang damage Jingwei's like long range poke.
For
and
sure.
Then, just ulting away.
I mean, you can kind of play her very...
Not a lot of peel though.
No, yeah, she doesn't have a lot of peel. You're kind of forced into the dive, and that's not
Yeah.
perfect for Jingwei or Yu Huang, who really
I
want to play the
think
backline.
The thing is, if I'm Detox and I've got Yu Huang Jingwei in my top 2, that's a pretty decent top 2. I like that top 2. And I see Morrigan, Lancelot, regardless of the Lancelot, the Morrigan, I just don't. I'm like, okay, cool. Well, we can't. I wouldn't be running full dive into that.
What
Like,
would you
I
run?
would be playing. I like you've got a really safe backline. Run like a backline burn comp. Try to get the Morrigan into your backline and just kill them.
Yep. I
Pele,
mean-
Chiron hover. They're going like full dive.
They
as
are
well,
going
to be
full
honest.
dive. I mean, if you're going to have double Lancelot, a
Chiron
Yemoja, you might as well chuck the Chiron and the Pele in there too and go for that full dive. I do think that you give Terra ult a lot of value with these pickups. A lot of ways to kind of pop that Terra ult for the heal there, but
Yeah.
you might also just be able to burn through it all quite quickly, like get value past that heal, especially if you get an arc. So
Yeah.
potentially
Also-
a lot less value out of that.
Yeah, there isn't really much value in Terra ult if you're running away. Like, if you know you're able to Terra ult in the dive and just have the backliners chuck abilities over, I guess it can get value. I'm not a fan of this. I'm not gonna lie. I know. Look, it looks good on against the team. Nobody can get out of it. Anti heal, it's fine, but I feel like it doesn't work with the comp at all.
Yeah, it's not awful. It definitely doesn't synergize. You're right. But I wouldn't be surprised to see it locked in here. Potentially just a comfort pick here for Jesus.
Yeah.
And something that he can run with at that point. So yeah, it was locked in, and it might get some good value with the Yu Huang as well. If you can time that ultimate after Yu Huang ult and kind of trap people, like force people to be trapped in that ult after they've potentially used their escapes, you're in a pretty good position there.
Yeah. I do like it individually into all of the other gods because Lancelot can't get out, Pele can't get out, Chiron can't get out, Yemoja. Was it a bug where you put your 3 up against Odin wall and it pushes you out?
Sure
Is that
was.
still a thing?
I don't know if it's still a thing, but
Okay.
we are ready to get into game number 1 here between Cognitive Chickens and Detox. We're gonna throw it straight over the casters, and you won't believe who they are tonight, Jay Beto.
Who is it? Please
Oh,
tell me.
it's
itching
Dice
to know.
Heart and it's Jay Beto tonight on the cast.
I can't see your stream.
You can't.
Oh, there we go. No, it's all good. I can see it now. Cool. All right. So it is the Lance Solo. Obviously, after we saw the Pele, I was pretty convinced that it was going to be Lance Solo anyway.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm pretty excited to see what Vem can do on this god. I think the backline for Detox is really strong. I like Jingwei. I really like Yu Huang. Yu Huang's one of my favorite gods right now. I just think he's so fun. And he's good too. Like he has so much damage. Lots of lockdown as well.
Interesting.
Yeah, there are a few question marks on the comp for me though.
Interesting that Vematron is the one piloting that Lancelot. I guess it makes sense when you've got the Pele already. How do you think
Yeah.
Lancelot plays in the solo lane at the moment?
I think he floors the early game. If you have sustain, which he kind of does, he's going into this Soul Eater.
Yep.
I think maybe until you get like the first item on, he might he does struggle to clear the wave a little bit because he has no like real poke. But
Gore's playing
Odin
very
also
aggressive.
does, so-
Nice stun from Ozcam Smith there, but he does get stunned down himself by Claffer on this Morrigan. I definitely like this direction from Claff, and he is
Wow,
going
this is-
straight towards that Chronos Pendant as well. So I mean, his early game damage is going to be really good.
Oh, it's not. Okay. You might need to swap the Morrigan and the thing
I
around.
definitely do need to do that. Yep.
Interesting. All right, so we've got Nan on the Yemoja mid, and we've got Morrigan support.
Ooh, this is a
I'll
pretty
play-
big aggressive play onto G-Zaz here as he is getting knocked up, and Stoinis is going to do a lot of damage. The Gore is credited with 1 kill in
Yeah, like
duo lane, but Stoinis also picking up G-Zaz in solo. That's 2 kills on either side of the
2
map there
kills.
for the chickens.
Yeah, that's really unlucky what you want to see. And unfortunately, House not able to get really anything. Like, they get oracles, and that's great. And maybe they get some mid-camp pressure, but yeah, not really anything he can do there. I want to talk about potential positives for the Morrigan. you get 3 damage dive characters when he's ulting as either Pele
Yeah.
or Lance, and
yep.
yeah, sure, Jingwei and Yu Huang are safe, but they're not that safe, and Detox haven't really drafted any real peel.
No, Terra's not a great god for peeling. Odin Cage can provide a bit of peel in certain scenarios,
That
but
is true.
is
But
it
then-
good enough to get out of all the hard dive and the pressure that chickens are going to put out?
I wouldn't be surprised to see maybe a Phantom Shell come out just for that reason. Like, I wouldn't be too scared about the Odin Cage aggressively, but just to get out of it and try to keep your dive going.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you at all. I think that it's definitely a pickup that you could play for that you could grab for the aggression.
I'm not surprised to see Yu Huang with pressure in this lane. Unfortunately, can't go for his red buff because red buff is a mini raid boss now, so just opts to clear the wave.
Yep.
Looks like a maybe potential blue invade. Was that successful? I think it was.
The purple invade definitely was. The blue invade, I'm going to assume, was
Yeah,
successful.
it looks like
Jez
Jez has
doesn't have it on him.
no mana buff. Yeah,
Yeah.
buff is down. And Pele's the only one in the game with I, and that's why there's a ward there. Yeah, alright.
Yep.
Blue buff invade, purple invade. Really unfortunate right now map state for Detox. Just lots of pressure coming out everywhere. I
Yeah,
hope to see this
definitely.
Loki get involved around level 5. I want to see him burning some beads, poking at this Umoja, to be honest.
Yeah,
Trying to kill her.
I'm very surprised that the Umoja hasn't gone towards that Fighter's Master to do a little bit of extra damage. But that being said, if she had, she was just a free target for that Loki. So
Yeah, once that cooldown, I don't hate it. Rank is really fun, but opting the safer choice, I guess. The boring choice. But what can you do? Like,
yeah, I have to agree with that. And I mean, like we've seen. I personally have seen Nan piloting this Umoja from mid
Yeah.
lane before as well, and it's terrifying. Like I would not be surprised if he's going straight towards a Spear of Deso here. You get huge value out of that item on Umoja.
yeah,
Being able to reset your cooldown so easily, or in this case, being able to pretty much double up on your Omi every time you get a kill. So
Yeah, Umoja in support with the 1 does lots of damage anyway. You can stack the 1 with the the stun thing where you let the 3 circles all hit the person.
I do, yes.
Yeah.
I do play a bit of Umoja every now and again.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Oh,
As we see Wally getting aggressed on pretty hard there,
Oh.
barely surviving that tick from the
Chiron
Morrigan
might not have
damage.
mana for all.
Stoinus
Oh, he
is
does
here,
now.
he does get the blink off, but Chiron ult connects first. Stoinus not going to pick up the kill for himself, but Scorus is able to lock that one down for the chickens. And now, kind of lead we got going on, a bit over 2k, 2,300 gold in favor of the chickens at the moment.
Yeah, not exactly what you want to see. I feel like they've drafted not enough pressure in every lane. Like, Terra Jingwei is just so passive, and they're just getting just rolled.
Yeah.
That might be fine, but the problem is that like Jez is getting invaded. He got soloed. Oh no, he didn't get soloed. He got first blooded, is what I meant to say. Yu Huang kind of comes on a bit later. I don't really think that he's like an early game dominant god. Maybe a misstep around the idea of the comp.
This is interesting though, pretty aggressive invade. They are going to lock that one down to the chickens, and I mean Stoinus is there, so it was pretty safe. I thought someone was wrapping around behind, but evidently not. This red buff might be a bit risky with the Loki and the Yu Huang coming. Stoinus taking a bit of damage there. He is going to fall down to half health. Has the ultimate available, but the dueling dragons are going to connect. He's forced to ult out of that one, and now Claffer potentially out of position. Nan walking up, and that's going to be a huge River's Rebuke to lock down Celestial Chosen. He doesn't have the immunity at the moment. It should still be on cooldown. Vivatron just locked down G-Zaz in solo lane, but Celestial Chosen down to 1 health. Nan falling low as well, but he's going to use those beads to provide a little bit more damage, and there's a huge Sunder there as well. House is going to fall to Nan, and that Sunder just provided so much more chances for damage.
Really good to see that Celestial Chosen going for that kill. If Pele doesn't have ult, or if he has a little bit more damage, that's definitely a kill right there. But yeah, obviously unfortunate to see Jez getting soloed. Maybe just underestimating the amount of damage that Lance does with that start. He's got Bluestone into Soul Eater, and then yeah, really clean fight from chickens afterwards.
Yeah, for sure. The chickens typically pretty good at playing the macro and playing this early game decently. They obviously are going to look for those early rotations onto the buffs. I think if you're Detox though, you need to hard group on those because you definitely had an opportunity to punish Stoinus. He got very low there, and if you were a little bit harder grouped, they definitely would have been punished and returned to Stoinus. Looking for House now towards his speed buff area. Celestial Chosen is here, and I don't think that Stoinus has the ultimate available. He is going to pick up the kill, but Celestial Chosen, sorry, is going to get the counter kill.
That's
and I think
really unlucky.
I mean, you definitely don't want to. you don't want House falling there, but you're happy with that trade jungle for jungle when chickens are so far up right now.
Yeah, it is good, but this isn't what you want to see.
No, Jewel and Dragon's
Long ult
forced
coming
out
out.
of Celestial
ult.
Chosen, but Clapper takes nearly no damage for it, even with that
I think it
build.
was just a push away. I don't even think that he was trying to get a kill there. Oh, he's going around the back. This
Clapper
might be a
is
kill.
looking for it off the mark.
He has ult. Clap still has ult. I wouldn't be
He
surprised
is going
to
to
see
use
him
it there
make
as well.
ult
He's
Tyron.
transformed into the Pele and he goes in
Pele.
using that ultimate. But House around the corner and manages to get his own ultimate off, locking Clapper down inside of the tower. But I mean, mid for support, I think you're definitely happy if you're the chickens in that scenario. As Sigoris cleans up Wally again for a solo kill underneath the T1 tower.
Yeah, a little bit of running it down in the kills department, diving T2 tower at 7 minutes, but still really, really good macro getting the Scorpion. This is probably pretty late actually, so maybe not super good macro. I guess that is what it is. Maybe a Scorpion invade coming through. Neither team doing their Scorpion, and neither team has their cups done either. So
Yeah, I'm surprised. By this point in the game, you kind of want to be playing a macro pretty hard. You need to farm those Scorpions and those cups in the early to be
Yeah.
able to gain that lead. And we do see the chickens now picking them up and getting ahead of cup value. Sigoris playing up on that red buff as well with
yeah,
Clapper going
Detox
to
had
join
a
him.
very big opportunity to identify that and maybe get ahead
Mhm.
or get some gold back. But yeah, unfortunate. Focusing more on defending, on not dying as much.
Yeah.
This milk is definitely going to might be a kill actually. Clef overextending
Clapper
here.
very overextended right now. Does he have the
Oh,
ultimate
he's so
available?
scared.
He doesn't have an ult up at the moment. House very much could have played aggressive on that one. Vematron just cleaned up Jesus in solo lane too. But, like, that means that
that's
you
two
know where the
ults,
jungler
though.
is.
That is 2 ults.
I think House probably could have played that a bit more aggressive, knowing that Vematron was likely ganking solo lane at that point. Sorry, that Stoinis was ganking solo lane at that point.
Yeah, it's a bit of a risky play. Like either way, I mean, House has no ult. He does have beads up. Bit of aggression coming out in mid.
He has been locked
So
down
much
for a
damage
little bit of
coming out
damage
from
by
Nan.
Celestial Chosen. He's going to get up into
Good
that
three.
immunity. There's a Loki and a Pele around this corner right now. I'm a lot more scared of the Pele at this point in the game, I think. Loki definitely has some value, but only having 20 stacks on that trans means that his damage is just going to be so low, and he just needs time to farm right now.
Yeah, not the best. Seeing, I mean, it is pretty difficult to get stacks in jungle. Difficult in relative to in lane. Nice damage coming out.
Yeah, it was a good bit of poke onto Clapper, but now he's looking for the stun himself. And around this corner,
Whoa.
Ozcam Smith will manage to get a root onto Claff. And now we're seeing the problem with this Morrigan not being overly tanky right now, building into even more, even less tanky items. Potentially that Pythags piece, by the looks of it.
Yeah, really just going for the if it's Pythags, that's definitely like a frontline kind of item. You just help your team. I don't know how much I like it on Morrigan though, because you're gonna be ulting people in teamfights. Damn, Nan is lagging. Unless that's just the stream.
I wonder how good is getting Bauble and going to 60% CDR on like a
It doesn't
support
work on
Morrigan?
Morrigan.
Oh, that's right. It's
The ult cooldown is mimicked from the god that you transformed into.
right. Okay, that makes sense.
So it doesn't really do anything.
Yeah, I gotcha. As we see, chickens are now trying to play aggressively onto this red buff once again, but Detox probably making the right play, grouping up here. Sigoris has just dashed aggressively, forces the immunity out of Celestial Chosen, but taking a fair trade with
He's a
the house,
11,
forced into
dude.
the ultimate though, and Sigoris now doesn't have his own ult available, but it's not going to matter. Chosen now being the one aggressed on Nan is going to pick up that kill from a huge grouping by the chickens. Sigoris still low, but there's no one really around to punish him. Now, Rivers of Rebuke comes out from
Nan in the
Nan as
back
well. Ozcam Smith, the target of this aggression. Clapper might be able to get close enough to get the damage out. No. But
That would have been a really big shutdown if they were able to kill Goros there, but unfortunately not able to. Just a bit tanky. Maybe his passive healing coming into play there.
yeah, for sure. I'm surprised though to see that the chickens didn't go towards the Gold Fury there. Thigoris was a bit low, like you said, but that red buff
They
is
can still
locked
do it.
down. Yeah,
They
maybe
can get this T1 tower, maybe go to gold after.
pick up
Goros
the
is
T1
backing
tower,
right now.
stun out
so-
onto Ozcam Smith, and he will fall there too. Stoinis now the house, potentially in trouble. The stun coming out, the double stun in fact, from the Emoja mid, doing a fair bit of damage there. And we actually saw Nan tank a tower shot there and take basically none of his health. The Stoinis goes in and very likely to pick up this kill. The
Ooh.
Piracy so off the mark. As Stoinis is locked down by Celestial Chosen, Vematron around this corner, and House might just be in a little bit
Gotta
too
hit
much
those.
trouble. If he can hit this invis, he should be fine. But Vematron now invading this blue buff, and yeah, we definitely are seeing
That's cool
the
with just
farming
invading.
value. Why
Oh,
wouldn't you be?
unlucky. That's very unlucky by Stoinis there. If he hits that one, he probably kills the Loki there.
Yeah, for sure, and it would definitely would
hit
have put him
those.
into a good position. I think you need to keep this Loki down if you let him get that trans stacked up and pick up a brawlers and you know any more of his build than he's already got. He's probably providing a fair bit of damage into this Umoja and even this
Decent
Oregon.
damage out from this Yu Huang. Definitely still smacking.
Let's have a quick look at where we're at. Whew.
Top of the damage shots of his team, so not too bad. Not too bad. Still.
I mean, just the fact that he's out damaging this Palo, who's been playing so aggressive onto House, is quite impressive.
Yeah, 3 kills.
We do see
of
House
the,
looking for a rotation onto the Gorus now, though, who's
This
already
could be a big
close
kill
to
here.
half
If you can
health.
catch the dash.
Has been spotted out, though, and hopefully we'll see a rotation coming out from Wally to try to lock this down. Pyromancer has been started up by the chickens in this scenario, though, and
13
they
is so
should be able to
scary,
lock it
man.
down. Chickens.
Well, unlucky. Maybe a lack of vision. That might have been a pretty easy kill on Gorus into Gold Fury play from Detox, but
Yeah,
they're really scared right now. They're trying to not do anything. There's a fire happening over in Riot.
yeah, I think if you have the vision on the Pyromancer, which is obviously hard to do when you're a bit behind on the macro state of the game, as we see Claffer now rotating over to Jesus. Yeah, if you have a vision on the Pyromancer, you know that they're all there, and House can play really confidently into that duo lane gank, but I
Yeah.
think you're right, not having the vision meant that he just couldn't do anything.
Yeah, a bit unlucky. Pretty decent map play from the chickens. 10k up in 12 minutes. That's what you like to see. Almost every single T1 tower after this next proxy. Them just running it down onto T2.
Jesus on the T2. Claffer did use his ultimate, and we do have a big grouping from Detox here, though, potentially to punish this one.
Every T1 tower down at 13 minutes. Potentially looking at some T2s maybe in mid.
Yeah, for sure.
Hopefully this Gold Fury gets down soon. Really strange that it hasn't gone down at all.
Surprised to see valuing the T1s over the Gold Fury. Potentially you're trying to get yourself a little bit of extra early farm so that you have a better chance to do an early... Oh, that one was secured by House, that blue buff.
Let's go.
Let's go House. Yeah, potentially getting yourself the extra farm off those towers so you can get to the Fire Giant sooner is the right call, but I mean, Gold Fury is neutral farm and you want it off the map as soon as you can get it off the map so that you can force...
Oh, it looks like they're posturing around it now. This Jingwei might get caught out here.
Wally forced into his ultimate there, and he's going to be chased down by Thogoris and Stoinus as well. Thogoris using that ultimate, he's going to connect, and
So
so
safe.
too will the Pele ult. Locks down Wally.
You get
underneath
two
the
ults
T2
for
tower.
it. You have to double ult. Jingwei uses no relics. Unfortunately, she's not even level 12 yet. But yeah, Godfrey getting built up. It doesn't even look like Detox is going to attempt to contest this.
Yeah, this is really hard to contest right now. I think, like, the best way for Detox to probably get back into this game is right now you need to farm, you need to get all of your camps while chickens are doing objectives.
Yeah.
And then you need to punish a really potentially bad Fire Giant player if they try to pick up fire too early because there's nothing else to do on the map.
Yeah, this is a really brutal spot to be in as well. And it's very, very far ahead from everybody.
Yeah, I don't want to see the Detox boys trying to box Vermitron here. There's no point. This Lancelot's just going to leave everything. Instead, just get your farm. As we see,
Yeah, it's a bit of a trap.
House, speaking of a trap, unlucky Claffer misses that stun, but Vermitron's still chasing down right now. And in the mid lane at the moment, Ruzabuke does come out into Wally. He doesn't have that ultimate available either. He's going to take a lot of damage to that ult. Naan does use his own, though. Beads were forced out of him too, and potentially will fall to House here. Good Riptide's going to pull him away for a little bit of value, but now Claffer has used the Morrigan ult to transform himself into that Pele and looking for damage. Blinks in and gets a knock up off, but a nice ultimate coming out from Gzaz and from Ozcam is going to keep the team healthy right now. Immunity coming out from Celestial Chosen as we see a big bit of a dive coming into this T2 tower. Stunned out is Gzaz, and House in the backline does manage to pick up Naan for a good kill there. The beads were forced out of him, but now Vermitron taking a lot of poke from this Yu Huang, and you love to see that.
This is a pretty greedy fight from the chickens here. They're not handily winning this.
No, they are not, and this is a position you want to be in Detox. You want to punish and overcommit when, you know, when the chickens are looking for something to do, anything that they can push, and they're overcommitting to a T2. You should be trying to punish that, and I think Detox came out on top of that.
Back and TP back in, and they might have a good fight, but it looks like chickens are just going to back off.
Looks
This
like
is a
they're
big
playing
kill
the
greedy right now. That's corner
around
bait.
this red buff, potentially going to lock it down. Now Celestial Chosen in a lot of trouble. He's going to be stunned, and Claffer will pick up that kill. Red buff still under pressure here. Ozcam not able to defend that one.
Yeah, I honestly don't even hate that chickens are doing this, specifically because it's pretty difficult to do a 15-minute Fire Giant. They just tried to siege under a T2 and it didn't work. This is kind of all they can do, is just try to kill as many people as they can, and they are doing it. So it's too early to do anything else. They can't do fire. I mean, maybe, but it's pretty risky. They can't. We just saw them kind of lose a siege under T2, and they're just kind of, you know, getting the extra XP camps that are just walking around the map.
He's going to lock down that stun onto House. He has the damage available, but isn't going to be able to lock down
So
the kill
much
there.
damage, man, and just none return. That is crazy to see.
Yeah, I think I think you're right. Like, the chickens did just get punished for playing really deep into that T2 tower and playing so aggressively for it. So they should be looking for kills and for farm. Well, mostly for farm, I think, so that they can get themselves to the fire giant early. But the problem with that is, you know, the longer that you wait out this game and the more farm you let Detox have, the more likely it is that they have opportunities to get back in and can play a defense like they did under that T2.
Yeah, unfortunate as another Scorpion is taken away, so not what you want to see if you are a Detox fan trying to hoping them to get back into the game.
As we all are as well. And we do see a bit of grouping from Detox under this mid T2, potentially spotting out that chickens are looking to play aggressive on these towers, maybe feeling like they don't want to go towards this fire giant still.
Yeah, well, 17 minutes, you know, Gorus has got quite a few items. Nan's got quite a few items as well. I wouldn't hate them going for fire now, maybe around 18 minutes.
For sure, we do see Vemetron in a bit of trouble here as this pirate. Oh, no trouble at all, he's playing Lancelot, what am I talking about? He's going to be locked down for a bit of damage there from House, but level 17 Lancelot, and look at the damage that he puts out, bro. That's so dumb. Dumb god, as we do see Fire Giant now being picked up by the chickens. Claffer tanking it up, and he's not overly tanky, but I imagine that he'll be okay. Good healing from Nan should keep him alive on this. Detox potentially
is going bobble.
It is going to be locked down by the cognitive chickens, and now Riptide in. They're looking for this T2 tower, and right, they have Gus right here looking for the push as well.
They gotta wait. Surely you wait for Gus. Don't leave him behind. No.
As if you're not playing with your MVP right now. TP coming out from Vam. Is he looking to
maybe TPing left.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Might be the wrong
Zero
call,
towers
though.
must be taken. Yeah, I just run it down Phoenix, wipe them all, and end the game.
Yeah, I definitely have to agree with that. I think
Oz can be... Morrigan also, maybe with another Lancelot. Because at this point, what is Morrigan really doing besides being an ult bot? And if she can ult as the Lancelot, I like it.
You now have this Trebuchet here as well, which is going to provide a lot of chunk damage to the Phoenix.
I just love this mechanic, man. I know it's a big cringe, but I love
Celestial Chosen was locked down there for a stun. Gorus used his ultimate early, and Rivers Rebuke has already come out from Nan as well. He's in a lot of trouble. He's going to get his ult off, but the cage isn't going to provide too much value inside of Rivers Rebuke, and now Dueling Dragons is going to do a fair bit of damage to the Gorus, but he's able to play this aggressively still, and in goes Claffer off that ultimate transformation, but Stoin is taking a lot of damage from a stun there as well. House picks up one kill, and that's what you need to see under this this Phoenix pressure at the moment. Decent defense, as the Gorus is going to lock down Wally, and now the Chicken's continuing to play aggressive here.
Unfortunately, Jingwei dies with both relics and ult.
Yeah,
not really what you want to see, but good. Picking back the Stoinus there probably means they can't get anything. Maybe the T2 in middle left, but no more Phoenixes. They can't end. They need everybody at this point in the game, so maybe just gripping up for some more objective push.
Yeah, the beneficial thing is Claffer looking for House over that wall. The beneficial thing for Detox here is even if they take a small L, lose a few players at a Phoenix at this point, because it's so early in the game, their respawn timers are really low still.
Yeah, it's very difficult to end without deciding them.
Yeah, exactly. And that, I mean, that's really, really good for Detox, being able to just run back into this game and not lose a second Phoenix there. And to be honest, I mean, they lost right Phoenix, so like the solo lane side, that's fine. That's Fire Giant side.
Yeah, that's probably the best one to do.
For Detox to lose, for sure.
Yeah, right now at least.
The
funny thing about that Phoenix, being the best Phoenix, I think I've told you this before, about being like the best Phoenix to lose, is it's also the worst Phoenix to lose when you're sieging left side. Because someone has to rotate all the way over to defend the Phoenix or defend the Titan waves. The waves going into Titan. And then, you know, they're so far away that you're able to just push in for free. So, interesting little piece of information, if you didn't know that, Samuel.
I definitely was listening to what you said and have to fully agree with you wholeheartedly.
Thank you.
Yep.
You're going down with me if it was controversial.
That happens a lot.
Yeah, I heard.
We do see Vemetron and Stoinus playing very aggressively here, potentially looking for a pick before this Fire Giant.
Look at Ozcam, level 12, man. Like,
Sunday is used there as well, and in goes Vemetron. That's a lot of damage now. Stoinus looking for his own DPS. Ozcam did manage to get his ultimate off, and House is here to potentially peel, but Vemetron doing so much damage. There was a Weakening Curse used there, so Ozcam should be able to get under his tower here. She's as in the area as well, and Fire Giant, it's not going to last too much longer, but Ozcam's still out of position here, and Stoinus is going to pick up that kill. Unfortunate that he could only get underneath the T2 tower.
Yeah, now that's what I'm talking about with the Phoenix and right. The only fire wave coming down right lane is going to be a problem. Somebody is going to have to go and defend that.
As we see, Claffer has already made that transformation and uses the Lancelot ult to get himself deeper into there. Most of the Detox boys are going to choose to get out of this one, but that's a huge rebuke, and it's going to lock down Zaz, House manages to get out of the damage from that one, with Vemetron playing very aggressively, and House taking a lot of damage to that stun from Emoja is going to be locked down by Nan. Now, Zaz under a lot of threat, and so is the Phoenix. It's unlikely that Wally's going to be able to get enough damage out to be able to trade here, and
pushing that mid
Zagoras
tower.
and
Only
Salinas
Firewave on
getting
right
kills
is on
there.
the Titan.
Wally forced to use his speeds and his Aegis just to get back into the fountain. Ozcam is back alive now. He might be able to do something. The Titan falling very low. Ozcam needs to be able to get a good stun off here to follow up, but no, the Titan will fall, and Cognitive Chickens will pick up game 1 for this set.
Really, really clean game from Chickens. Obviously, a bit of fighting around, you know, just for fun. But oh well, you know, it happens. Like I said, I don't think they really could have done fire at 13 minutes, and they tried to do the siege. So really underleveled from the Detox. So very easy to kill. Unfortunate, but yeah, good win from Chickens. Solid, clean.
Yeah,
I will say, however, I did like Celestial on. I know that he's 1-6, but everyone is kind of not looking bad. He was poking some good damage in there.
yeah, I have to agree. I think like Yu Huang was a really, really good early pickup for them there. And I think Celestial probably was one of the better players on in that game for that team, alongside House on that Loki. So, you know, that T2 tower dive that Chickens tried to pull out there was hugely punished by the damage that Celestial put out, and he had 8k damage, which was pretty solid for his team at that point. Where you know, for how far behind they ended up.
Yeah. Obviously, House, good scoreline, best top damage on his team, top gold on his team. Like we said before, he's definitely going to be performing. I'm just confused about the Loki pickup. If this is your self-proclaimed best player, the one that you are playing off of, and he's kind of dictating the game to you, I would like to see him on a better god for that, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah, 100%.
Less of a 1v1 solo.
Yeah,
kinda
more of a
god.
facilitating pick for sure would have helped. I definitely, I think that's probably why the Chickens banned away the Hoonbarts, because it is a very facilitator pick.
Yeah.
And probably would have provided that value that House was looking for to be able to get around the map quite comfortably. Anyway, we should be able to get into picks and bans for game number 2 shortly. I don't imagine that we're too far off. Hopefully this time I'll remember to do a prediction vote.
No prediction votes. I don't like them.
Considering I forgot last time.
Oh, bad admin. Get him off the team.
Yeah, get rid of him.
But yeah, obviously, you know,
what do you
if
think,
you're a
what do you think
Go
the Detox boys need to do, whether it's in picks and bans or in their macro play, to try to clean that one up and potentially look for a little bit more value out of that early game?
I definitely think comp can be improved. I think that there were, for me, like I said before, there are a couple of question marks in the draft, and I think that getting a more solid. I know that it might have been comfortable, but maybe a solid, a more solid draft. Still, you know, comfortable picks, but yeah, more of a solid draft, so that they don't just immediately lose the game, because they were basically losing from minute 1, and that is, like, that's at a point where you go, okay, if you're a coach or you're reviewing the game, like, there's literally nothing we can do because they lost from minute 1. They were down in farm from wave 1. There was 2 kills on either side of the map. I would say that, and then maybe like some better warding, trying to sorry, I just had a mind. Like trying to look for some objectives when the Chickens are maybe not paying attention as much. Because didn't look like they had the strongest focus in that game. But, you know, for those of you who don't know, and obviously for those who do, Chickens, runner-up in OCL Season 1, and Detox, a pretty much brand new team. A late entry for OCL Season 2. So not too surprised to see Chickens winning this pretty handily. So, you know, as it looks like we are jumping into picks and bans with this first Freya ban.
Yeah, Freya again being taken away, and I think I understand why you value it as Detox here. It's definitely a very OCE pick. I think though a lot of OCE teams are starting to pull away from it a little bit more as a first pick.
It is kind of one of those gods though that, like, if you let them get to late game, it's still just gonna like run you down. Like we played a scrim the other night, and the Freya, from my perspective, was still potent. It still hurt.
Yeah.
Sure, I wasn't the tankiest dive. It wasn't the best game from us in general, but the Freya was it was smacking.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
I still put a bit of value on it. I think it still falls pretty victim to the same things of the like putting her behind, focusing her in fights is still pretty easy to do.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think she has her place. This will be a catch up with bands here. Same bands from Detox, Nem, ESET. Not too surprising to see. I would have maybe liked to have seen a change up, but this time the change up comes from the chickens actually. So Kepri, Hun Bats, and the Yamoja. So no more Ganesh ban
Yeah,
as yeah, maybe
definitely.
Nan deciding that he doesn't want anybody else to have his Yamoja mid, so wants to take it away from Celestial.
Yeah, from Celestial. I mean, either way, it's definitely a strong ban. We saw the value of being able to pick up the Umoja first pick, and what happens when that one is left up. So interesting to see kind
Yeah.
of where Detox pivot here. If they've got a pocket Lancelot that they can play, being able to take that away from the chickens and give it to
Yeah, hopefully a
House.
really strong first pick coming out from Detox. That could be a really nice thing from the draft here. A solid top pick. Yu Huang is still open. I think Celestial did a good job on it. Obviously, you don't have to top pick. I wouldn't be too happy if this got locked in.
This is interesting.
Okay, so here's the thing about top picking, right? From what I've learned,
which is a lot.
which is yeah, I'm a genius when it comes to this game.
Yeah.
Obviously, sarcasm for those who can't take jokes in chat. I'm kidding. If it's not like a highly contested god, right? So
Yeah.
you may maybe it's a Yamoja, etc., 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 or it's like what's the word?
Go on, bud.
Like pivot, essential to your comp.
Yeah.
Which maybe Nox might be. I don't know, like, why are you top picking it? Is Nox really going to be banned or picked anywhere else in the draft? Is there not anything that could be picked up here in this slot that is better than the Nox? I'm not hating on the Nox pick. It could be really good,
Mhm.
but I'm assuming it's going support. Nox mid would just be GG because I think that god sucks there.
It is a really, really strong support pick, though. I don't mind grabbing it there. You
Yeah,
kind
but
of.
is it going to get banned away over anything else? Over, like, last game we had Jingchan, Ganesh all banned. We had Athena banned. Are they really worried about this Nox getting taken away? Maybe they know something we don't, or I don't.
I think the,
But
the
yeah,
only
very interesting
value.
to see.
The only value to pick in there, like you definitely are showing your hand, unless it's a flex pick, in which case you've flex picked yourself something quite nice there. Like you said,
Yeah.
not specifically not great in mid at the moment, but it could be something. But I think the only other value that you kind of get out of grabbing that there is you are going to force the chickens away from certain picks by grabbing that Nox, and that might be what you're looking for. If you can force them away from particular picks that are going to punish the rest of your draft, it's not bad to get it there. And like you said, like if you can kind of use that for the value of then tying in the rest of your comp, that's absolutely fine, I think.
Yeah. Interesting top two from chickens. Nox getting a bit more value here. Achilles, obviously, with the root and the silence isn't too strong. And Kabrakan just kind of gets destroyed by Nox. Obviously, I think he's pretty sure Root Immunion is one, but yeah, silences out that Tremors very, very consistently and easily.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, that Nox silence is going to be absolutely free low on top of the Kabrakan pick. I'm curious to see where the Kabrakan is going to go. Wouldn't be surprised to see it in jungle support mid. I think it could go anywhere at that point.
Yeah. These picks are pretty flexible everywhere. I know Laf likes an Achilles. I'm sure Vem likes an Achilles. I'm sure Vem likes a Kabrakan as well. Laf maybe playing Kabrakan, and then obviously either one of them could go to support or mid at this point. So very, very flexible draft. As the next two, I'm assuming that Loki's locked in, just a bit of a bug. But Loki Neath, I don't know. I don't know about the Loki this early again. I'm not convinced. I'm still not convinced. That's all I'm gonna say. I think like he might have looked really good on it. I wasn't really paying super much attention to like how well the Loki was doing in fights, but yeah, I don't think it needs to be picked here. Basically the same thing. Like the prior in this draft right now is Nox, Loki, Neath. I feel like either one of those could be, fifth or sixth. Sorry, fourth or fifth picked.
Yeah,
As Artemis hovered for the chickens, and I do like this.
I like the I don't mind the Neath early if you're trying to go for that full damage build, but I think the problem here
Yeah,
is
I like Neath.
like the Detox boys really needed to draft themselves a bit more early pressure so that chickens couldn't kind of run the game from the beginning
Yeah.
and make it impossible to play. And the Neath, like if you're going for that full damage Neath build, you're not getting that here.
Yeah, Nox is going to take a while to become really tanky.
Yeah.
Maybe Loki. I haven't really seen Loki played ever, even in casual, so I have no idea how he looks right now in jungle. So no clue. Artemis locked in. I do like the Artemis. I like Artemis in general. I think she's really fun.
Mhm.
Don't know how it slots into this draft. It might just be a fun pick. Maybe going mid. Might even go solo. But yeah.
I mean, I
There's
already don't mind the Artemis alongside the Achilles and the Kraken. You've created a lot of like space control. You know, you can Brackenolt, you Tremors, and you force like a Tusky to come out anywhere in the fight, and you're gonna get a lot of value out of creating and controlling that space. So it's not too bad.
as we catch back up with bands right now.
I like the
we
bands coming
have
out from Detox.
Odin, Yu Huang for chicken. So you know, I like Yu Huang, obvious band. I love that god. I think he's really good. I think he's really fun. Odin band, just showing some respect onto the Odin. Morrigan, and I can't quite see. Is that Lance?
It sure is
Yes, it
Lancelot.
is. I do like these bands. Maybe this is gonna force either the Achilles or the Kraken into jungle. Oh, sorry, into solo.
Mhm.
Banning out Vem here.
Yeah,
Vulcan hover. I do like that. Some good synergy with the Vulcan and Kraken tremors.
yeah, you're definitely getting value out of Brackenolt where you normally wouldn't get it once you've got an Artemis and a Cabra. Like they're both going to force beads really well, and if you're not forcing the beads, you're getting stun. It would be nice to see something with a bit more consistency coming out from the chickens towards the end of this draft to be able to, you know, confirm that Vulcanol. But either way, you've got objective secure with it right now, so
Well,
that's always
we
good to
really
have.
don't know where any of these picks are going
That's
right
true.
now. Literally all of them could go anywhere, so we don't know what we're waiting on. So any one of it could have CC. Looks like we're waiting on maybe a solo. There's a Hercules hovered.
Now that's a pick that I don't think
Now
I've
that is
seen
a
in
pick.
quite a while. What do you reckon, Hercules? It looks like he's probably going to go to solo lane here based on the picks already.
Herc is good into Kraken. I like that matchup, but if it's not solo Kraken, it's basically a wasted pick.
Yeah.
He has a lot of pressure. He has a lot of pressure and quite a bit of sustain, as it is locked in. But yeah, you could just not put the Kraken in solo because he does interrupt his entire kit.
I mean, if it's not going to
Pretty
solo,
handedly.
the only other pickup at the moment that it looks like could go into solo then is the Achilles for the chickens here, and I mean...
It could be Kraken support Achilles jungle, and they have yet to pick their solo. So
Man, I wonder if
I have
that's the
no-
case.
Scylla hovered. I have no idea. I'm not looking at the.
Oh, okay.
I'm genuinely going off Scylla.
Yeah, Scylla's...
Put into Kraken under the walls and nice.
But once again,
Obviously,
like,
it's
you've just given yourself no pressure at all.
Yeah,
During the
really
laning phase, like you've got a fantastic late game coming out, but you can really get punished in the early to mid game, like they did in the first game.
Radu Tasku.
Ratatoska coming out for the chickens.
Oh, such a fun god. Yeah, I don't know where everybody's going. I haven't seen yet, but literally anywhere. Like I'm assuming that it's going to be Vulcan mid, Artemis ADC, but the Kraken Achilles Ratatoski could literally go anywhere.
Yep.
Yeah, very excited to see. Bit of
Alright.
pressure in the Hercules Loki, so maybe looking at the solo side of the map.
Yep.
But other than that, I'm definitely excited to see what Detox can do to
Well,
bring it out into game number 2.
we should be just about ready to get into said
Hey,
game number
Oh, hold
2.
on. Casters, you guys ready?
No. Oh yeah, sounds
I-
like the casters are absolutely ready
Oh
to
no,
go.
it's okay.
Cool, bro. So let's throw it off to the casters, Jay Beto and Dysart. Take it away, boys.
Okay, I know that it sounds like I was snapping a stream, but I didn't know. It is Kraken support, Achilles jungle, rat, solo.
It very much looks like you were sniping it to work that out, because
I saw the Scylla, but I didn't see where and the rash. I did see the rat, but I didn't
Like
know where they were going.
they last picked the rat, and you hadn't like you the first. They hadn't. I hadn't picked it in picks and bands yet, and you were boy,
What?
that's a beads pop.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, Wally just popped
Oh,
his
yikes.
beads. I guess chickens don't know, so that's nice. But yeah, his beads are down.
That's a strategic having it on cooldown
Uh-huh.
kind of moment.
Could you tell me why?
No, it's a pocket strat.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool.
I don't want. Yeah.
You don't want to spoil that.
Yeah, I
for
don't
the
want to
game.
spoil that.
So we'll look at some of these builds coming out. We've got Bluestone Hercules going into a shield early as well. Do you think that's going to be straight into Glad Shield?
Yeah, probably straight into Glad Shield.
Mm.
I like it. The only other probably viable starter on Hercules is maybe Warrior's Axe, and I could see an argument for Death Soul, but even then, like, no.
I mean, you're playing into
I like
a rat.
Bluestone.
If you don't have something like Bluestone into defense, you're probably going to die pretty early. I see
Yeah,
a lot
you
of
got-
aggression
yeah,
coming
Rat has
out
a lot
in
of-
mid already.
lot of
Celestial
damage.
Chosen low health under his T1 tower. The poke coming out
Oof.
from the Achilles jungle. pretty significant, I would imagine. And same thing with like Meatball or Backfire.
Yeah.
Looks like most of it came out from the Achilles though.
Good, nice little matchup. Loki into Vulcan, the knock-up immune 3, and the
Ooh, Wally very low health at the moment. The Gorus needed one more to attack to lock that one down. Isn't able to pick it up. Unfortunate.
very, very close right there.
Now trapped onto this tower, both level 1 of the Gorus might be looking to get this combo out. Claffer is going to blink and does manage to get the stun. The Gorus credited with that kill. First blood going the way of the chickens here, and
doesn't
Claffer
get punished for it either. That's you don't like to see that. Maybe
not punished
Nox
yet.
didn't have. I
House
wasn't
is here.
Nox no root.
Oh, Nox no root. Chef Dash, yeah.
Oh, she does. Okay.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, if she has root there, that's definitely a trade at least. Maybe not even a kill. He just roots him on the tower after the blink.
Yeah, you might be able to prevent some of that coming out. I think maybe you kind of have to expect as well, like going into that scenario, that it's very likely that he's going to look for that blink onto tower with the way that they were positioning.
Yeah.
If you just hold your kit there, assuming it was still up, assuming he hadn't tried to clear the wave earlier, then you can probably punish Claff for making that play and lock yourself down the first blood and potentially prevent Wally from dying there.
I will say, however, yes, Scylla got poked out at the very beginning of the game, but better everywhere else in the entire map, other than duo lane. So looking better, maybe a more comfortable draft, some pressure at least in the solo lane. As it looks like a gank coming out in solo right now. Achilles rotating over.
A gank over there as GZ's falling very low. He's going to be okay on this Hercules for now, and now that he's level 3, I have to imagine he's got his heal, right?
Yeah,
he
definitely
just
got
used
his
it there.
heal. Yeah, and probably pot sticking as well. Oh, actually, he's already teleported back in with That is interesting.
That's
so maybe he got poked really heavily before, already out of mana and health.
Yeah. That's
not what you want to see.
Not the ideal position to be in for sure. He might be able to turn this around. He has managed to secure his blue buff there, and he's going to back now, which is probably the best time to back. I mean, you're losing a lot of minion farm here, but is it that bad? Yes.
Yes, it is.
As
Teleporting in 2 minutes and then immediately backing again afterwards is definitely not what you like to see. Feels very bad for him.
Purple buff invade coming out from the chickens over. Ozcam did manage to get that silence out beforehand. Inside the tremors now, but can dash out of that one pretty
root as
comfortably.
well.
Nice
Ozcam
play
showing
by
off a
Cam.
bit of mechanics there, doesn't miss an ability, saves him and his ADC's life.
So far.
Scylla is free farming right now.
Yeah, you really want to be in this position as the Scylla, being able to get some free farm and being safe under tower. If you can hit level 5, you become so much safer as well.
Yeah, still duo pressure, so potentially some looking at that in the drafting or the thoughts after this game and in maybe some more competitive sets for Detox against Puri.
That was a really good trap there, and now Claffer is going to lock down that kill. A second one
nice,
onto this duo lane out of the chickens.
Really, that is the most unlucky trap I've ever seen.
Yeah, straight into the trap and then like double stun from the Cabrakan is kind of insane. And I mean, Cabra's going to do a lot of early game damage, and looking at that build, oh, he's got Benevolence Mail, so he shouldn't do too much more than any other Cabrakan would, I guess.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of this build. I do really like it. Mail Renewal has an underrated amount of healing, and it does make you really tanky in the early game.
Yeah,
Even in late game too, it can.
I've been building it. I've got mixed thoughts about it at the moment as well, though. Like, you've definitely got good sustain and like team sustain, which is nice, but you can get punished really hard by anti-heal, and that's not ideal.
Yeah, you can. But maybe, like, are you really... Who's rushing? Because you can...
Celestial Chosen did take a bit of poke here. Yeah.
I'm just waiting. Yeah, normally on support, you are not going to get your first item before the jungler gets theirs. Maybe not even before you know what they're building into second.
I mean, it has happened here.
So you can pivot into Thebes at any point. If they start rushing anti-heal.
No.
No?
Not really. Not with the way that you back on support. Like, yes, that's true. You're normally going to be able to see what the jungler is building beforehand, and like if they're going to get a brawlers, then you're probably not going to get that Mail of Renewal.
If what you're worried about is anti-heal.
Yeah. The only thing is, like, you're typically not building that T2 at any point. You're typically going straight to the T3 item regardless. So the only time is if you happen to back and check the build and go, oh, yep, he has anti-heal right now. You know what I mean?
Hopefully my support is pressing tab often enough to know if they have anti-heal.
Oh, yeah, right. Support button. As we see House locked down pretty hard here inside the Bracken walls. Twin is taking a few tower shots for that one, but he's going to get that kill.
Ooh, really unlucky. Good walls, unlucky execute. The Tremor is just doing so much work there.
Yeah, Cabrakan do be like this. They might get punished for this aggressive play here, though. Around this corner does lie the Gizaz on the Hercules, and Holder is
with
down,
the Glad
though.
Shield. No blink, though, obviously went to teleport, so, yeah. I don't know if he can even get there in time.
Yeah, unfortunate, but I mean, Detox they're not too far behind. It's about a 3K lead coming out for the Chickens here, which is solid at 5 minutes. But with Scorpions both up at
Yeah,
the
looking
moment,
better for Detox.
Farm,
Yeah.
yeah, this is still not as bad of a start as the last game. I think that
Chickens
they've
this time
controlled some
doing
of the
better
bleeding.
on the Scorpion.
I mean, Detox are
Oh,
picking up
both
their
teams
own Scorpio
actually.
here,
Detox picking up their Scorpion. Yeah, nice.
although aggressively is playing the Claffer is playing this Kabrakan really aggressively here, looking for that. Ultimate came out from
Ooh.
Ozco and Smith, and so too did it come out from None.
Uh,
And behind them
was
there's a
secured by
Ratatusk,
Detox.
who is being locked down a fair bit by G-Zaz here, but this Rat's pretty tanky, and that Claffer's walking up to G-Zaz as well. A lot of damage, and the stun was there too. Backfire coming out from None is
Ooh.
going to chunk G-Zaz
Off
pretty
mark
hard.
with the
House is
meatball.
around the corner, and a stun coming out from Claffer as well. There's the Tremors there, but a nice dash. Gonna get G-Zaz out of that one, and a heal is gonna keep him alive for a little bit longer, but Vemitron going to lock down the kill. Just barely, as G-Zaz is trying
Maybe
to
a
get
bit
out.
of miscommunication there. Definitely didn't need to rotate over for that. Everybody was out, and unfortunately he pays for it. But yeah, they secure the Scorpion, so there's a plus.
I mean, you kind of want your Scorpio there. Like, Chickens are going to... This is the thing, right? Chickens are going to play this game aggressively no matter what.
Yeah, they are. Of course they are.
And
Especially with this comp, you got Rat, Achilles,
that's
what's his name,
Thegoris'
Kabrakan.
beads, but now with Wally not having ultimate... Yeah, Thegoris can walk in and do that. It was close, though.
Oh.
Liam nearly died there. What I was going to
Maybe
say
if
is...
he throws an ability out, back foot might have been up. He might have been able
Vemitron
to
playing
get a
very
kill
aggressively here. Cam is around the corner and he's going to get this this route off to give House a bit of space to be
there.
able to
Hitting
run.
some nice abilities here.
Yeah, he's hit more than I ever have on the Nox, I'm going to be honest. I'm not good at that
Your aim is
character.
bad.
What I was thinking though, sorry, is off the mark is G-Zaz on that knockup. That would have been really good. With
Unlucky.
the fact that Chickens are going to play aggressive regardless, and they're going to look for picks regardless. If you can try to get your farm, you can try to get those Scorpions and group up for them, and maybe get a punish when you know that the Chickens are going to play aggro. That's a good thing. You're doing the right thing at that point. Like the fact that they got that Scorpion, they did lose one person for it, but you potentially were going to lose one person to Chickens aggression anyway. At least you got your Scorpion, and you can take that small win.
Man, are they ever going to fix the obelisk bug where it shows both teams have charged their obelisk?
Hell no, they're not. This is a spectator bug, bro. Come on. Thankful that we have spectator again. As we
Yeah,
see
true, that's
aggression
that's
coming
funny.
out here. Stoinis doing a little bit of damage to G-Zaz, but pretty healthy on this Hercules. He has that Glad Shield and burning towards the Silver Breastplate by the looks of it. And this is a big grouping from Detox as well, looking to punish the aggression coming out. Vemitron has been pulled out of
Been
the
nice
silence.
kill on this
Thegoris
Achilles.
did just
Don't go on the
kill
Rat.
Wally, but now the aggression coming out, the Rat does fall, and now the Achilles taking a lot of damage to the Scylla
Ooh,
ultimate.
No ult
Down
on
to
the
about
Rat.
half health, had to use the ult to get himself out of that one, but now Chickens are grouping to rotate, and well called out by Detox to know that this grouping, this rotation was coming. Ozcam though
nice
potentially
grouping
out of
and a pick on the
position.
Rat there.
A nice blink is coming out, and there's the walls and the tremor. None is going to be credited with that kill onto Ozcam. But yeah, that was good grouping, and trading one for one there, you lose your support, but you've killed their solo laner. That's fine. You're happy with that.
Yeah, I was under the assumption that the Rat had ult, and that's why I was saying don't go on the Rat. But yeah, ult was down.
Apparently
Very
the right
nice
target.
punish.
Yep, and he's got no real defense either. Like what's he got? He's got an
Yeah,
acorn.
no, the prot
He's
acorn.
got some
but
prots
even
on it,
then,
but
you know,
like 10%.
he's definitely he has percent prots, so it's not even like he's super tanky right
yeah,
now. And
exactly.
Chickens don't even get anything. A mid invade, that's it.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
this,
sure.
this red buff invade is good, but Celestial Chosen's only going to level down on this Scylla. This is a good position to be in,
Yeah,
realistically.
they don't get the mid tower. Celestial isn't falling too far behind. Only a level.
Oh, House picks up Vemitron again. I didn't even notice that
Oh,
one happening,
nice.
but that you really love to see that for your solo lane side of the map.
Them just playing a little bit too aggressive in this game right now. Maybe too confident. How'd ult up and still died?
Nine just took two
So-
tower shots there as well. Stoinis is coming around this backside. I doubt that Detox knows that he's going to be here. He's going to get the blink off and the stun just barely off the mark. Chosen able to get out of that one.
Ooh,
Earthshaker
unlucky.
did connect, but Ozcam still pretty healthy.
That's missing all the abilities today. A bit of mechanical misplays all around from the chickens.
Oh, I don't think he missed. It was dashed out of, to be fair, the stun. He hit that one.
The stream's a bit laggy for me.
Oh, okay, sorry. Oh, might be my fault. As we see, Stoinis
no,
being aggressed on pretty hard there, forced to use the ultimate. Chickens are now picking up this Gold Fury down to about half health, and I don't know that Detox is going to opt to rotate to this one.
Yeah, Last playing really well in mid right now, kind of just baiting them into looking for him and then running away when he knows that they can't really kill it from that distance. They get a gold for you for free. Trebuchet also there.
Yeah,
Good play from
Gargantuan
that.
Gus was there too, like you said, and that's having one player and Gus in the area is a fair bit of a threat to your T2 at that point. I think this is good for Detox though, right? Like they played that mid position pretty well. They played that solo lane side really well, and if they were able to kind of pick up a little bit more macro understanding and know when to group towards those objectives after the fact, they'd be doing a hell of a lot better in this game, and I think that they can learn that stuff.
Yeah,
too.
that could have been a nice pyro there with Lath kind of low.
Mhm.
They were kind of grouped in mid. Might have been a pyromancer. So yeah,
Even
you're
a
definitely
Gold
right.
Fury punish potentially, but yeah, I think you go to Pyromancer there and play the macro. As we see a bit of a grouping coming out towards the Pyromancer from Chickens themselves, potentially looking for G-Zaz, but he has this T1 tower relatively healthy. Only a level down on Vematron as well, and able to get under that one. House around this corner as well might be able to punish for the blue buff invade that's coming
Taking
out.
the 1v1 in duo as well.
This is it's not going to be a 1v1 for long, as
Well,
Wally
big
might be able to get a
rotate over the
backflip off.
left.
The connection is there with the damage. Off the mark, though, is the Nox DPS. A nice crush coming out from Celestial Chosen. The auto attacks are there. Thogoris potentially going to get
There's
himself
fights
out of
all
this
over
one.
the map.
Trap off the mark. Ozcam going to... Okay, Thogoris, 1 health. Oh, and he is going to pick up the kill onto Celestial Chosen. Great auto attacks
Wow.
coming out, even though he was only on 1 health. Pyromancer
but
did
this is
fall in that scenario,
they're
though,
gonna
and
do
Zaz
fire.
is playing aggressively here. He's going to be locked down by the ultimate. Lahouse did pick up the Goris, but now Fire Giant absolutely going to be looked at by the Chickens here. Stoinus has a lot of damage. Naan has a lot of damage. Even Cliver has damage on him.
Just so much commitment for Goris. Like, yeah, he's very fed. But wow, if you're Goris right there, you love this. Like, guys, they're running at me and I'm killing them all.
Yep, yep.
Just get 5 for free. It's 12 minutes.
Yeah, that's
By the
definitely
way.
the earliest Fire Giant we've seen so far.
This is probably going to be the earliest one we will ever see as well.
I would say so. I would say so.
12 minutes and like 10 seconds on fire. 12 minutes and 10 I just watched it
You
back
know
on the
what?
stream.
Finals, we're doing against OBB, assuming we ever verse OBB in finals, 10-minute Fire Giant, I don't care. If you're on
Yeah, we're
OBB
starting.
and you heard that right.
Sean, if you're in chat, you better have a ward on Fire Giant. We're doing it.
As we see Chickens now pulling about 11k up, which is a pretty good position to be in. They have this Fire Giant.
A pretty good position.
Yeah, not bad. Probably looking to now push
It's
down
pretty average.
the T1 tower in solo lane.
Yeah, very, very, very solid position from Chickens right now. I wouldn't be surprised to see every tower and maybe a Phoenix down at 12 minutes. They're like Detox looked better in the early game, but in the mid game, Chickens have been focusing on the macro. Like I said last game, they were kind of messing around a little bit. They haven't been this game. They are looking for everything. They are 10k up, over 10k, 11k,
Jesus,
coming on
now
12k
out of position.
in 10 minutes.
Should have known that they were going to go towards this solo side T1, and now 4 members of Chickens are chasing down G-Zaz, looking for this kill, and G-Zaz can't really get out of these tremors at the moment. Stoinus, is going to be credited with that kill as the T1 falls, and now Cam, the only member of Detox underneath the T2 tower, and Chickens have to know that there's no one here to defend this. They can probably push this T2 for free right now.
Yeah, jungle and mid deciding to get oracles.
I
So that's
guess you do
interesting.
want farm, you know that the T2s are going to fall at some
Go
point.
for the T1. They're dropping. They could get T1 in mid and left. If you're just gonna give up, because it doesn't look like they're backing
I
for
mean,
this
this is a
Phoenix. Okay, they
Phoenix
are
push.
now. Yeah, this is probably a Phoenix as well. Goris doesn't have fire, so this is a win condition. But look at the ults for
Yeah.
Chickens right now.
That's where you want to be at.
5 ults.
And Vematron
under a
has gone
Phoenix
up
Siege
into the air,
in a-
potentially looking for the Rat ultimate into the back line at the moment. G-Zaz was just stunned in the front line as well and took a fair bit of damage. He's able to get a heal off in the back though. Earthshaker is going to ruin Celestial Chosen's health bar as Claffer goes deep into the back line. G-Zaz with a good bit of peel, but the Phoenix is already below half health now. Going deep into Gora, so he's going to be is going to eat the Wellweaver ultimate, sorry, but Ozcam Smith going to fall to the double kill from Naan, and now pushing in towards the Titan room, potentially with 2 T2s and 2 Phoenixes up at 14
No,
minutes.
there's no way they end. 14 minutes? Are they actually doing this?
They're going to try. House down to about half health already. Might be able to get a good defense off onto this one. Claffer taking a lot of damage. He's going to get the tremors out.
This
Titan
could be.
nearly half health itself.
Oh my
Wally
God.
97 doing everything he can, but he is trapped inside of, well, the trap. House did manage to get his ultimate off though, and Celestial Chosen credited with 1, and more members of the Chickens likely to fall here. Wally 97 credited with the kill on Vematron. Celestial Chosen a double kill. Naan picks up 1, but Celestial Chosen a triple kill. G-Zaz kills Naan, and that's a deicide at the Titan. 1 health. Well played by Detox in that fight.
Great stall from House as well, loses his life, but buys enough time and for the rest of his team to come back. Sorry, and yeah, wow, a full-on deicide at 50 minutes after the Phoenix is down.
Love to see that. Love to see that.
What I want to see now is I want to know what Detox are going to do with this. That's a big opportunity that you're given. Obviously, really bad spot to be in. Phoenix is 1 HP. Sorry, Titan is 1 HP.
Yep.
15 minutes into the game, you're 10k down, you've lost to Phoenix. What do you do right now? If I'm them, get this T1, go
Mhm.
gold. That's pretty much it. Because timers are still so low for chickens.
I mean,
I wouldn't even be surprised if they just group up and go straight for Titan again.
if you
They have 5 ults again.
Vim doesn't have TP, so they can't really TP to those towers, but Vematron has just ulted into the backline, looking for Celestial Chosen, and falling very low is the Scylla here. Manages to use the beads in the ultimate to pull him away from this one for a little bit, but he won't be a monster for much longer. Wellweaver now coming out, and
So
he's going to get the
fast in that
stun
ult.
down. Gzaz might be able to get the peel off, but not before Vematron locks down that kill. The rest of Detox were here, but if they get punished for being here, this could be
They're
the
just running
game.
the
Wally
Titan.
does backflip, but it might not be enough. Stoinis has used the ultimate to try to close that space, and he's going to be able to after hitting that stun. Gzaz playing up very high right now, and Ozcam Smith likely to be the next target of aggression. He's going to get the root out, but not before falling. Stoinis credited with a double kill. Naylor House taking this 1v1 with the Gorus, forced to use the beads and the ultimate to get away from Tusky there. Gzaz is keeping 4 members of the chickens in one spot, but Stoinis is going to be credited with a triple kill. The Gorus now taking up that Titan, falling pretty low. House might be able to make a punish play off of this. The Titan was just reset by Thegoras as well. Everything
That's what I was
rides
a little
on
bit
House's
worried
back
about
right
this
now.
Deer side. I
Oh,
really don't
Shaker
think
ultimate does come out. House is going to get deep into the backline. He's looking for damage onto Thegoras. He is going to pick up
Good
one kill. A
ult.
double kill comes down as well. And Celestial Chosen in the area is going to pick up one. And that was so close. Clapper kills House. The Titan falls to the chickens and they take the set.
Wow, that was a really close end right there. If they have maybe 1 or 2 more levels and 1 more item, that's probably another Deer side.
Yeah, chickens potentially pushing to end a little bit early. Maybe they had somewhere to be. Yeah, if Detox had played a little bit safer in that right side, potentially not pushing up as far as they did, then that fight wouldn't have happened. The game wouldn't have come nearly as close to ending that early.
Yeah, that's what I was saying before about the whole like, okay, what are they gonna do with this Deer side? It's huge, but it's the bit that's huge, or more huge, sorry, is what they do after. And what they did after was split up and just let them kill, let chickens kill them again.
Yeah, correct. Whereas if they'd stayed grouped there, they definitely would have had an opportunity to make some more punish plays.
Yeah, it doesn't even have to have been the play that I said, like go for T1 and right or middle and then go gold. Like as long as they commit to something, maybe like if Vem is jumping in there and there's 5 people there, that's a big int right there.
Yep.
So I would like to see just a little bit more coordination from Detox, but you know, like I said before at the beginning of this game, a pretty much brand new team against the second place from last season. So it is good to see Detox putting up a fight at least.
Yeah, 100%. And
House
I mean,
still the exact same KDA as last game somehow.
yeah. I mean, having spoken to Cam in the interview beforehand, I know for a fact that this Detox roster, like they're the kind of people, they're the kind of players, I said it before, that will take a win from a loss. They are able to look at that game and learn everything that they needed to learn off of that scenario and try to grow off the back of it. So I only see them picking up information off of that.
Yeah, it's definitely that's what you want to get from that game. You want to look at it with like how much can we learn, what can we pick up from this?
Mhm.
If it's drafting, if it's just getting comfortable on picks, you know, anything, just competitive experience is definitely what you want to see there.
I have to agree. There are no more games for tonight. We're just going into the MVP vote right now. Unfortunately, it looks like the rest of the games for this week will be played out a little bit later. Potentially a set on Saturday and a few sets on Sunday will probably be our biggest night. So make sure you tune in around the same time. Right around the same time. Sorry, Saturday and Sunday night. Once we get this MVP vote through, we will have an interview with the MVP of the chickens, and then go from there.
Yeah. What games have we got coming up this week, Sam? Do you have a little thing for schedule this week? Or
I have one of these that you can
Wait,
see a
let
bit
me
better
see.
here
What am I seeing? Oh, right, on your stream.
on my stream. So I know I'm pretty confident that Dandy Demons and Shell Shocked is actually going to push out to Monday night, so it'll be at the start of week 4.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. it's on your stream.
Desto's 10-minute Microwave Miracles versus Buy Gravity Finance, very likely to be our live set on Sunday night at 7 p.m. I believe there is also OBB versus Puri on Sunday.
That is a game I have to see.
Yeah. Five Guys 3 Lanes versus Cash Money. I'm not 100% sure when that's happening, and if there's any Powerbuff girls in the chat, I'd love to know when they're versing Thunderclap Death Wyverns. That'd be sick.
Yeah, hopefully my team can do good as I will not be there for that game.
No, you
But
won't.
yeah, Definitely. What games are you looking forward to this week, Sam? Is he not the most competitive week, I will say. But
No, no,
what are you looking
week four
forward
is
to
definitely
watch?
looking a bit more exciting, but I am very keen to see Desto's 10-minute microwave miracles versus By Gravity Finance. It's kind of the matchup between old men with a few new men mixed in. And you know, having seen the performance of Five Guys 3 lanes when they were versing Desto last week, and knowing how kind of close they're matched up with By Gravity, I think the By Gravity versus Destos will be quite a close game. But we do have our MVP Thegoras now, so if my mans wants to come in for an interview, please feel free to do so.
We also have a little bit of call for them from the chickens themselves, apparently. So either one. As it looks like I'll bring him in. I'll bring him in.
Hello, Thegoras. GG, my friend.
GG's indeed. Thanks
GG,
for-
indeed. Now let's talk about this for a second.
Yep.
You reset the Titan how many times at the end of that second game?
Me individually probably did it 3 times because
Mhm.
my death on the first Titan would have reset it.
I'm seeing like
And
some guy in
yeah.
chat complain about it and saying that it's your fault that he died, but I don't know, man. I think that you were doing everything you could to carry that set, and you did a lot of work, especially on that Artemis pick up there.
Yeah, I mean, Artemis is the god I play if I just want to like win, to be honest.
Mhm.
And
Write that down.
yeah, write it down, guys. Don't worry, just don't ban for it. It's fine. Okay, but let's be clear. I was the only one who trolled that game by resetting Titan, but I hit the Loki with an invis trap, so I think it's worth
You
it.
did, and that was a really sick play. And I mean, you in both games had a fair bit of pressure coming out in the duo lane as well, playing really well with Claff, and that's something I wanted to ask you about. What's it like now that you're duoing with Claff pretty much every game as your support?
I am loving it.
Mhm.
Honestly, he and I really have good synergy, and just like we keep each other's mentals up
Yep.
really well. I
Yep.
think is one of the big you know factors in our success in duo lane.
Yeah, it's important. It's very important.
You guys might have, for quite a while, the quickest fire giant. What was the call going into that? You just like, okay, we're gonna do fire giant right now.
So the call going into that was pre-game. We wanted to do the
Ooh.
fire giant we could. So we really just wanted to play for getting our power spikes online and just getting the right moment to hit fire giant. And William really led the charge on that one.
For
I
sure.
like it. Definitely very interesting to see. As you unfortunately getting what 1v4'd. So I think you picked up either 1 or 2 there, right? While your team was doing fire.
Yeah, I think
Oof, those auto attacks onto the Scylla ult, bro. Oh my god, clean.
Minions, man, they scared me there. I was still, oh man, scary stuff.
It was about to connect. Like one auto attack out of you connected as Scylla ult was coming out for sure.
Yep.
I wanted to ask as well. I spoke to Stoinis Lath before the set in the pre-game interview about scrims. I
Mhm.
know that a few of the boys on the team had some real life things going on, so it was a bit hard for you guys to scrim. But Lath said things are going pretty well going into it. And I'm curious, you've got some tough matchups coming up at the moment. Are you guys pushing for more scrims at the moment? How are they going? What's going on?
Yeah, right now we are definitely, we're really trying to get scrims online with people.
That was a
and
request as well
We want
as a
to
question.
grind it on.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, we want to grind the scrims. And message us if you want scrims, guys, because yeah, we need them. We need them a lot.
At Thegoras. Can we? All right. Well, thank you very much for being here. Great game. Anything you want to
Good to
ask,
hear from you, man.
Jay Beto, real quick?
No, that was all. You guys played well. Very, very clean.
Thanks for having
As
us.
Brilliant. Any
Yeah.
shout outs, Liam or Thegoras, before we let you go?
Just shout outs to the Nan Fire Giant call, honestly. And
Yeah.
the Titan twice.
Lovely. I did love to see that. All right. Well, GG Thegoras. Good luck with your set next week. Always an honor having a chat with you.
You too. Have a
See
good
you,
one.
bro. Bye.